Welcome back, guys, to Keeping Up with the Nerds. This is Bryan.
Rene.
All right, so we're doing another little short video. This one on the recently announced Fallout series that's coming to Amazon Prime.
I'm actually kind of excited. I'm not a big fan of Fallout, but just to know that like Amazon's doing it, and then also the producers and writers of Westworld are going to be doing it.
Yes,
that's actually I'm kind of excited for it.
So, a little quick before we go on, I think we need to discuss our, how much experience do we have with Fallout per se, just to make sure that we aren't just talking about this as pretending to like Fallout. Yeah. Have you had any experience with Fallout playing the video games or with the lore?
So, I'm going to have to be honest and say no. Okay. But I do like the lore of it, that it's basically like post-apocalyptic world, and then like you're in like these like incubators that just wake up and you have to just basically fend for yourself and do all these missions and stuff like that. Okay. I always like that's a very cool concept. I didn't even know about that concept until like later on and stuff like that. But I mean, I have friends that are huge Fallout and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm excited for it because I'm a TV person, and that concept alone, I would love to see how they do that as a show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. With you said Westworld, you mentioned it.
Yes.
You've seen seasons 1 and 2.
Yes.
How did you like? Let's say, because I've only seen season 1.
So Westworld is a great show. I tuned into it. I think around season 2 was gonna come out. Because what they do is that they take a long break in between seasons because it's such a high-end show that HBO puts out with these big actors. I mean, Anthony Hopkins was in season 1 along with other well-known actors as well too. But and Ed Harris is part of it as well too. He's a great actor, and the story of season 1 was just great, so good. Like, it was such a good way that they told a story where you're following multiple people and these subplots, and they somehow intertwine with one another and stuff. That's what I'm hoping to see when it comes to Fallout, that we're getting these great little subplots, but then they somehow intertwine, not connect, but just intertwine with one another and stuff like that. I'm hoping that they get a good cast as well too. This might be a big cast. I know that Henry Cavill is actually a big Fallout fan, so maybe he'll be part of it.
So is what's his name, Chandler Bing from Friends? He loves Fallout 3. There's a lot of people that love Fallout. There's a lot of them. For me personally, I've been a massive Fallout fan since high school, mainly with Fallout 3. It's difficult because I've never completed a Fallout game.
Oh, really?
Yes, and the only reason why is because I get so attached to the world and the stories that go around Fallout that I get so enticed to complete the side stories rather than the main quest. Fallout 4, I've probably done like maybe 4 or 5 different playthroughs and gotten maybe 20% of the game done, mainly because I spend most of my time traveling the Capital Wasteland. For Fallout, no, Capital Wasteland is Fallout 3, the Commonwealth in Fallout 4. That's what so I mainly just roam around and explore everything. And a lot of the content that I consume from Fallout is mainly, videos from people that talk about the different vaults and the history and stuff like that. I've read a lot of different theories and, reading a lot of the things that have come from the Fallout video games when you find like the little notes and stuff as well. Fallout 3 is probably the game that I've played the most of, even though I've never completely finished it. I've gotten almost to the point. If spoiler alerts for anyone who has not finished Fallout 3, your dad dies and you essentially try to complete the water purification system. I've gotten almost to that point, and then I was just like, you know what? Let me just go back and finish some couple other side quests, and that's how I usually spend my time.
That's funny.
So in terms of Westworld is one of my favorite shows of all time. I've seen only season 1, and mainly because I was really discouraged to not watch season 2 and season 3. But Westworld season 1 really changed my perspective on how TV shows can be done.
Right.
And it's made me appreciate Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy. So when Amazon announced that they were going to be producing a show, or basically distributing the Fallout TV series with Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy, my mind just blew. And it's like, there is so many different possibilities. I've never really been a big fan of Christopher Nolan.
Okay.
I've appreciated more of what Jonathan Nolan with Lisa Joy, what they have done with the Westworld TV show.
They definitely do a different way how Christopher Nolan tells a story.
Yes. Oh, so much more different.
You could tell how Christopher Nolan likes to tell a story, where it's kind of like more like dramatic and
Yes.
stuff like that. This in Westworld, I think like the first 2 episodes, you're kind of like, okay, let's see where this kind of goes, because it's intriguing. They give you little bits and just be like, okay, well, if you keep watching, the payoff is going to be good.
Yes.
And that's how it is in season 1 of
basically. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention, I put in, I think, over 76 hours in Fallout 76, which I'm ashamed to do. So that one is probably the one that I've spent second to most time in Fallout, which isn't good because it wasn't that good of a game. But I was really excited for Fallout 76, and I haven't checked out the newest Wastelanders DLC, but in time. And I'm going to probably go back and revisit all those games before the TV show gets put out there. So, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, actually, so as a Fallout fan that you are, what are the things that you hope get adapted to screen?
So I enjoy Fallout not so much because of the gameplay, but because of the different stories and the ideas that were created because of Fallout. So if those of you guys that don't know, I'm not going to say that I'm a massive Fallout fan. I'm just going to say I'm a big fan of Fallout. I enjoy Vault Tech and their experimentations with the vaults. So when I played Fallout 3, for example, I'm going to use that one as my main one because that's the big one that I played. Fallout 3 had a lot of different stories it told about the different vaults that you visited. So even if you didn't go and visit every single vault, different travelers from the wasteland essentially could tell you different stories of different vaults and what each vault represented. So the vaults, for those that don't know, are essentially little experimentations that were conducted by Vault Tech to prove or disprove different hypotheses that were created by scientists or students, I guess you could say, because I guess that's what 76 was explaining, from Vault Tech University, or Vault Tech in general, the actual company. One of my favorite vaults, I'll give you 2 examples real quick. One vault had a sister vault. One vault had 99 women and 1 man, and 99 men and 1 woman in another vault. So they were basically like dual vaults, right? And they did this experiment on how exactly the vault would survive. And it turns out that the vault with 99 men and 1 woman ended outliving the sister vault that had the 99 women with 1 man. And it was due in part because I guess the vault with all the women couldn't figure out a system to properly live together due to jealousy or something like that. I got to reread that whole thing. But then, the vault with 99 men, I guess, created a better structure.
I guess, is that trying to say something?
I guess so, but it was an interesting concept to see.
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah.
There was a vault in Fallout 4 that I remember reading into while playing the game that produced basically the story behind the vault. And I can't give you the vault numbers because they're weird numbers. But this vault basically took kids away from their parents at a young age and then killed off the parents without the kids knowing. And so as they raised the kids up, they would essentially put them through rigorous tests and a strict diet to essentially make them, stronger, more athletic people. And when it came time to graduate from the vault, they would take them away and then kill them. But before doing that, they would take their genetic material and replicate the student again as a baby and then proceed with the same experimentation of strict regimen and a strict diet as well. So every generation would have a much more improved person. And the whole experimentation behind it is how can we produce the best like a superhuman essentially, like in Captain America, through multiple generations. That tells you how messed up this universe is, but it's fantastic.
That's actually really cool.
So those, like, when I think of that, there's also other vaults where like they locked up one vault with 1 human and like a bunch of dolls, and the person ended up going insane, and they like filled drugs in vaults. It's just a bunch of stuff. Like, I would go check out this guy named Oxhorn, I think his name is, on YouTube. I'll link it in the description below. But he tells a lot of different stories from Fallout. Really great stuff, really interesting. I really recommend just looking at that. It's so good. But what I actually think of what Amazon and, Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy would do, what I would like to see at least, I don't want to see another vault dweller coming out of the vaults, because we've seen that with practically every Fallout game. So Fallout 1 was basically a vault dweller going out and trying to find supplies. I think it was the machine, the Gek. That's what it is, the Gek. I couldn't figure out what it was. So the Gek, which is a machine that basically produces like a natural environment to, help grow life. Once the vaults were to open up out into the world, he went out to go look for one. I think that's what it is. I might be incorrect. So you had a, vault dweller going out into the world. Fallout 2 followed the same story. Fallout 3, You had a vault dweller that basically left the vault to go look for his dad once his dad left the vault, meaning he left the vault. Fallout 4, you left the vault after your wife gets killed in front of you and your baby gets taken away while being in cryostasis. Fallout 76, the vault doors open up after a couple of years to go out and repopulate the Appalachia. You know, it's all, I think Fallout New Vegas is the only one because it's just a courier who's like a wastelander. But, you know, you still have the idea of vault dwellers coming out of the vaults. I would like to see Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy kind of adapt the mentality of a wastelander already out there and then just living the world of Fallout years after the destruction of the U.S. I want them to go back to California or the Vegas area, the Nevada area, because that's where most of the storytelling is rich. So Fallout 3 had the Capital Wasteland. Fallout 4 was the Commonwealth. Fallout 76 was West Virginia. But when we think of like massive amounts of like, you know, factions and storytelling, California with Fallout 1, 2, and New Vegas come to mind. You have the New California Republic, you have Caesar's Legion, you have the Brotherhood of Steel, you have the Enclave. Like, you have so many different factions that you can talk about that it would be phenomenal to even try to include some of these in there. They have the capabilities. We see that in Westworld. So that's kind of what I hope to see, that they explore that idea, but with a Wastelander in California.
I think they probably will do that then.
It could be.
I mean, at least of season 1 wise, to kind of like feel it out and see how it goes, they should just focus on one main area. I think if you do it, if you put too much in one season, then it's like, okay, well, what are we going to do next season?
Exactly. And you know what? Maybe it's a 1 season thing. Who knows? But hey, Amazon's been doing some really good stuff.
Amazon puts out my favorite show, The Boys.
Oh, they for me, Amazon, because my girlfriend was the one that showed me The Wonderful Mrs.
Oh, yeah.
The Marvelous Mrs. Mabel.
Yes,
something
Marvelous
like that.
Mrs. Mabel's is actually a funny show.
So that one, so it goes to show they've got the stuff to do it. So here's to see. I think that about does it.
That's
Put
about
our own
it.
thoughts. Yes. All right, guys. So if you guys like what you guys saw, please leave us. My God, I cannot speak. Fallout's taking too much out of it. If you like what you saw on this video, please hit subscribe on our channel. We produce videos like this every so often. Podcasts will come out every Wednesday at 11:30. So that's where we talk in general, longer stuff, you know, discussion about different things. So feel free to leave a subscription, comment down below. If you like the video, hit a like. Listen to our podcast as well, also available on podcasts or Podbean and Spotify. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. My name is Bryan.
Rene.
This is Keeping Up with the Nerds. We will see you in the next one.